And so we're underway. Notre Dame with a quick throw in. Again, they're really going to try and push tempo and press Duke, whereas the Blue Devils, Tess, are going to want to try to pass it around, keep possession, wait for their moment to strike, and search for quality rather than quantity.
Yeah, these first 5-10 minutes, I think, are really going to set the precedent for the game. Is Notre Dame going to give the Duke players enough time and space to get comfortable? Because I think they're really going to break into the game if that's the case.
Leah Freeman out from the goal, finds herself in some trouble, and a rolling shot just misses wide. That was off the foot of Kiki Van Zanten.
Yeah, and I mean, right on cue, Notre Dame defense turned into offense right here. Good strike, I think. Probably first touch of the game there, so tough to do much else with it. But Notre Dame definitely putting their foot on the gas defensively here.
And it came as a result of pressure that time by Maddie Mercado, who's number 3 in the navy blue uniforms.
Yeah, and Kiki Van Zanten with that strike there, I think she's going to be a big player to watch, you know, also right on cue there. She's dancing around the midfield. Church mentioned that she's going to be a, you know, creative threat defensively. Duke's going to have to watch her.
Yeah, not often you find a collegiate player fresh off of World Cup experience, but Kiki had just that with Jamaica, and they did really well, too.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That was exciting to watch, the Jamaican run. And I wonder what the actual stat is on how many collegiate players were on a World Cup team, because it's not many. I want to say less than 5.
Certainly a rarity. Notre Dame glad she's back for this part of the schedule. Now the Irish pushing again. Leah Klinke with the ball forward. Van Zanten has it knocked away. This will be a corner kick for Notre Dame.
Yeah, I like that ball in there by Klinke. A good run by Van Zanten.
And Morgan Roy looks to take the corner. On a line, headed out. Nice job defending there by Duke.
Oh, it looks like Laguerre might have been the one to get the touch on that. A little bit of a scramble inside there, though.
Effectively a corner, and a foul will revert the direction of possession. Duke now with it. Look at their experienced goalkeeper, Leah Freeman. Piper has it knocked away, and Notre Dame again with the pressure gets a takeaway and will have an opportunity. Van Zanten goes down to Christina Lynch. It's lofted up, and Freeman out to make the save.
Yeah, I think Freeman shows her experience there, handling stressful situation there quite calmly.
It bounced ahead for Maddie Mercado. And now an injury on the field has stopped play.
I think it's Emily Royson down.
Emily Royson gets checked up on. There's a look at her coach.
Royson's a solid player for them back there. So definitely would be a big loss for Duke back line.
Robbie Church, 23rd season at the helm of this program. Royson, a name that when we spoke with him earlier this week to talk about tonight and talk about the season they've had so far, a name that comes up a lot when he mentions the importance of the defense for this team. So certainly looking on with concern.
Yeah, I mean, a senior center back there. She definitely offers a lot of leadership and no doubt is a quality player.
Now, Duke's players retreating to the sideline. We'll head to the other sideline. Nate Norman, head coach for Notre Dame, has led a bit of a resurgence of this program, including last year's campaign in which he was ACC Coach of the Year.
Yeah, they had a pretty record-breaking year last year. He's definitely, I think, over his years, earned a lot of respect across the conference.
Royson requiring help to get back to the sideline. No pressure being put on that left leg. So.
Take a look at this.
Energy game for Duke number 7, Cameron
Looks
Roller.
like left ankle there. Wishing Emily Royson the best here, and we'll see if she'll return to play or not.
Cam Roller in her stead makes an early appearance as a substitution for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, and Cam Roller's a player that Robbie Church actually also mentioned. So, you know, from the Duke sidelines, I'm sure they're not too worried putting in Cam Roller. Sounds like she's playing quite well recently. But always tough to have to make a center back change this early in the game.
Especially a game where, as we've already laid out, you're expecting all kinds of pressure, right? I mean, that central defense position, crucial if you're going to get out of this one with a victory.
Yeah, I expect she won't have the time and space to settle into the game that she might want. And as shown right there is Notre Dame forward presses.
Now trying a long ball.
Top of the box!
Something Ava Gattino has some skill in. Get it knocked out of bounds. Notre Dame keeps possession. It'll be a throw in.
Hey, 34, 34. Good left. Clearance!
Irish just keeping feet on attempts to clear it out by Duke. That one goes out of bounds.
The Irish have to be happy with the start so far. Definitely been in the Duke defensive half pretty much the whole first 5.
Van Zatten in some congestion, a back pass. Now it's over to Klinke.
Away, Nick York.
Tries it in, it's headed out by Duke. And they'll slow things down. So now the Blue Devils with maybe a chance to possess. Like you mentioned, it's been Notre Dame with the ball at their feet for the majority of this one in the early going, especially in their attacking third.
Yeah, I think Duke right now is struggling to find those open pockets. Hopefully it'll start to settle in and we'll see a little bit more of their possessing come through. But right now the Notre Dame Irish really throwing them off with the pressing.
Freeman's goal kick sent right back into the other direction. Van Zatten headed it up and then turned, taking a chance that she had a teammate that would possess for a pass ahead. And now Duke with a deflection has it out of bounds and about as deep into Notre Dame territory as they've had it.
Yeah, and Coach Church talked a lot about Freeman's goal kick range. Really opens up the game, allows, you know, Duke's pressing ability to kind of skip that first couple lines. So I think that'll be something that'll help break the Notre Dame press today.
Yeah, what was the way he put it? He said rather than having to fight through the press, you can just go over it in some cases. That's a luxury. Now Duke with an opportunity out on the flank. Laguerre Inside, wow, that one stuck. Atlee Olofsson with quite the save there. It was a point-blank look for Kat Rader.
Yeah, and Kat Rader getting time and space in your 18 is most goalkeepers' worst nightmare.
So a perfect example of the quality look for Duke there, rather than the quantity maybe that Notre Dame has had so far.
Yeah, Duke really cut through a couple lines there, so I think they got to feel good about that attack.
Olivia Migley on the pass in. Knocked away and taken away by Notre Dame. Van Zanten, one touch ahead.
Go on, Nick. Yours, Nikki. Go on, Nikki.
And cleared out by the Blue Devils.
Fight. Fight a little more. I'll just keep an eye on that.
So back to Duke it goes on a throw-in. Tess, when you're operating this kind of game with heavy possession, you want to be very calculated with your attacks. What has to go right?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think they might have heard you, Darren. Yeah, I mean, I think it's all about composure in the back line. Sometimes attackers running at you can kind of throw you off when there's usually a simple solution. I think so far it looks like there's a lot of space in midfield for Duke to find. You know, the question is, are the Duke center backs and defensive line going to be able to have enough composure to find those gaps when, you know, a Notre Dame forward sprinting at them?
Leah Klinke, tough defending there for Notre Dame, and Duke will pull back the reins. Hard step for Katie Groff, gives back to Nikki Chico. Piper down into the corner. McGear is knocked away. So now Duke with a corner kick on the way.
Yeah, and I think Duke actually made a couple of tactical adjustments, it looks like, coming out of the Royson injury. It looks to me like they've shifted more to a 3-back, which I think has allowed them to get a couple more numbers higher. Seems to be giving them success. I feel like since that 40-minute mark or so, Duke's had some more chances.
El Piper issues the corner, low lying. Quickly out of the box, back to Piper though. She's got a second chance at it. Skips over the top of the 18. And the Blue Devils keep their handle on it. Robbie Church did tell us when we spoke to him that that was a change tactically he made last season as well against this Notre Dame team. Now again, the differences remain that last year's Fighting Irish squad had a very clear top 2 scorers and some players that they really were targeting at the head of their attack. It's a little bit different this time around.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, I believe Coach Nate Norman was also saying that he pretty much the last 3 years in a row have played 3-5-2. So I think when you face a 3-5-2, it's definitely a lot different than the standard 4-3-3. So a lot of times you kind of have to shift around your formation a bit. So I'm not surprised that they've already made that change.
Here's Cameron Roller. It goes off of Van Zanten. They'll call a handball. But you're right, the energy has changed a little bit. In the early going, it was Notre Dame with a lot of pressure. Now Duke has had some very concentrated opportunities on the other end. Set piece in and out of the box. And Zanten there again to knock it away.
Great counter pressing there by Karina Laguerre for Duke.
No turn, lady. No corner,
They'll try for Laguerre. Irish trying to get it out of the corner. It's out of bounds. Bailey Brewster holding. Back to Roller. They'll go to the other side. And Nikki Chico. One touch up the middle. Grace Watkins forwards it. And an attempt for Laguerre, thwarted by Van Zandt.
Looks like the Duke players wanted a corner kick there. Not getting it though. And I like Olivia Migley out in that wing back. I think she offers so much defensively for Duke and also attacking wise, and the wing back kind of allows her to play both of those roles. She's been bouncing between a little bit of an outside back and an outside forward role throughout the season. So I think the wing back gives her a bit of the hybrid.
Good movement there for Duke. An opportunity here. It skips into the back of the net. The Blue Devils strike first and lead it 1-0.
That's exactly what Duke wants to do right there. They've got two creative attacking players in Karina Laguerre and Kat Rader. And that was a fun combination for the two of them. Look at this here. Karina Laguerre getting some space on the ball here and just whoop, slip right through. Great finish by Kat Rader on her left foot there.
Her 5th goal of the season. Nifty little give and go to get through that back line. So it's to strike first for the Blue Devils. Notre Dame pressing right away off of the kickoff. Freeman clears it to mid-pitch. And now this looks way different for Duke, right? Especially with the way they play with every, it stands to reason that with each team, every goal that's scored, tactically, things can change.
For sure. Yeah, we'll have to see how the Irish respond here as well. It's definitely hard to keep up the pressing rate for an entire 90 minutes. I think Coach Norman talked about players he's going to plan to bring off the bench, so hopefully they'll be able to keep it up.
Nice move by Elle Piper prior to that pass too far forward. But Duke with the pressure here, affecting Van Zandt, and a touch forward. Rader again strikes from long, and a great sliding play to keep it from getting to the goalkeeper.
Duke trying to give Notre Dame a little bit of the taste of their own medicine. Coming out pretty strong pressing wise there.
Piper has it briefly stolen away, but back to the Blue Devils. Katie Groff back to Migley. Roller eyes forward, lofts one ahead. Strong play in the box defensively for Notre Dame. That's Ava Gattino, last year's Defensive Player of the Year in the conference. And Maddie Mercado comes away with it outside the box. Can't get a pass out. Piper, weak cross, but corralled. And clearance for the Irish.
Really putting the Irish defense under a lot of pressure right now. I think they're having a hard time getting out of their half.
A script flipped from the first 5 or 10 minutes of this game. Something that strikes me, Tess, about this Duke team is structure. They are rigid is possibly going to be taken as a negative connotation, but they are rigid in their structure, and it's playing to their advantage in some cases here.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think maybe I'd use discipline. I think.
Yeah, that's the better word for it.
Maybe the more gentler word. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of discipline in their tactical positioning, and it's really helping them on the ball. I think they're able to kind of find those 2v1s and make the Notre Dame defense make some tough decisions.
Gatino a touch back for Olafsson. Another dangerous situation there for Notre Dame defensively. Gatino swoops in. Now Freeman well off her line. Duke pushes forward. Piper with her left. Nobody there for the Blue Devils. So this is interesting. Notre Dame's already made one adjustment so as to have that third back there. Now that they seemingly slowing things down a little bit, and it's allowing the Blue Devils to sort of control the pace.
Yeah, definitely been a dynamic shift in these first 10 minutes. Duke definitely feels like they're settling into the game, which I think is exactly what Coach Norman was afraid of, giving them too much time and space to settle in.
Great one-touch passing by the Blue Devils. Watkins out for Piper. A long strike with her left, just off the crossbar. Almost made it 2-0 Blue Devils. And now Duke back with it. Piper the back pass.
Yeah, Elle Piper off to an exciting start this game. A couple little nice moves in the defensive half, a little nutmeg, and that was quite the strike.
Rooster with a head of steam, up for Watkins. Taken away by the Irish. Right back to the Blue Devils. Freeman finds Piper. She'll try it long. Gatino there. And Notre Dame not quite able to settle it. Piper curls a pass around a defender. Looking for Cat Raider, but then it's cleared out.
Let's take a look at that shot from Elle Piper. Pretty deep outside that 18 and wide, and the ability to get that on frame. It's an impressive strike.
High pass. Piper has some trouble controlling. Ooh, ball forwarded through everybody. Christina Lynch skips it in, and Freeman corrals it with ease.
It's a nice ball in by Van Zanten. Lynch with tough finish. That's a hard shot from that far out.
Tough tackle. Watkins whistled for the foul on Gatino. centers it. Gattino rushes up for Notre Dame. Now it's pulled in by the Irish. Nowicki has it knocked away. And more great defense by the Blue Devils. Van Zanten with physical play, trying to rip it away from Groff. There's Van Zanten, tripped up as she pushed it forward.
I love that from Van Zanten. The commitment defensively, you don't see that in that many attacking midfielders. Which I think I'm allowed to say as an attacking midfielder.
I was just about to say, that's no more credible source, I don't think. Here's a ball ahead. Nicely pulled in by Maggie Graham. Finds Piper. A little too far out for a strike that time. Centers things up.
We're going the other way.
Some one-touch passing for Notre Dame this time.
Yeah.
Now ahead for Klinke. Back to Mercado. And that discipline of Duke and their structure has made it really difficult so far to this point for Notre Dame to freely push it forward.
Yeah, you definitely get this sense that Duke's kind of controlling the game a bit. I'd love to see Notre Dame exploit them on that counterattack. I think Duke's getting a little lax in their big shape offensively. Maybe some holes to counterattack into.
Irish reversing the field. More good defense for the Blue Devils. Morgan Roy has it taken away. Freeman from her line. Man, Notre Dame not afraid to pressure Freeman on some of those kicks out of the goalkeeper position.
Yeah, no free goal kicks here.
Substitution coming into the game for Notre Dame, number 5, Ellie Osbeck. And in the game for the
Subs coming in for us.
The Osbeck there of Notre Dame. Meanwhile, for Duke, Mia Minestrella comes in and grabs Grace Watkins.
Also in the game for Notre Dame, number 9, Charlie
Nowicki, the player that comes off for Notre Dame.
Yeah, and Osbeck's definitely a player that Nate talked about. Senior, 3 goals on the season already. A little bit of a power sub coming off the bench.
He's got a few of those with the Irish. It is a deep team.
Yeah, definitely quite a deep team. They seem to use a good amount of subs every game. I think he mentioned, especially in their midfield, they've got a lot of depth.
Katie, good. Step in. Step up. Hey, left shoulder, left shoulder.
Irish with control. Klinke. Move out, then in, now across. Nobody there for the Irish. The Gear tried to hit it out. And back out to Claire Logan to recontrol things. Offs it in, headed out. Nice move by Mercado. Comes ahead, Osbeck. Curls around, Piper sends in the cross, but it's sent wide. As she found Charlie Cobb.
Yeah, it's a great ball in by Osbeck. Just as we mentioned, dangerous player off the bench. Just turns El Piper in there and gets that early service. That's a great ball in. That's tough to defend, and just, you know, 1 more yard inside, and that's sneaking in the near post.
So now an uncontested goal kick for Leah Freeman.
Looks like the ref's got something to say about all the time they're taking.
Catino wins the 50-50 ball at mid-pitch, then finds herself with it at her feet. Goes ahead, Ausbeck. Another chance across, and Freeman comes out and snatches it.
Catino's definitely had a few really big-time plays, shutting down moments that could get through and be dangerous. She cleans it up pretty quick.
A chance for the Blue Devils. Minestrella stopped from just outside the 18. And back to Freeman. She basically, the way Duke plays, becomes an 11th player in the field at times.
Yeah, she almost becomes another center back, how high she plays and how good she is with her feet.
Mercado has it ripped away. Laguerre gets it right back for the Blue Devils. Rader to Laguerre. Now over into the corner. Poked away from Migley. Roller with a lot of space.
That's a fantastic ball.
In for Devin Lynch. All the way to the end line. Finds Migley, a hard tackle outside of the box, forces a whistle. And it is a yellow card issued to Morgan Roy.
First card of the day. Definitely, I think, warranted.
But
Look at it.
yeah, we've seen a couple of moments where the play has gotten progressively more physical.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, nothing malicious. I think Notre Dame's going hard into tackles. Duke's going hard into tackles, and looks like Migley got the worst end of that one.
Hey, listen to me, guys. Go right in there.
They'll keep it short on the set piece. Now the cross in, deflects outside of the box. Low pass. Good defense by Notre Dame, but it's reeled back in. Laguerre forward. Out comes Olafson to scoop it up. And contact there on the play made by the goalkeeper. Looked like she might have offered a hand to help.
Yeah, not sure what went on in there.
Her attempt to assist was not accepted. I know that. Foul results in a free kick on this half for Duke.
Watch your team's feet, Claire. Yep, good. Jump in, Claire, right side.
Off out wide, Roller. Again, a lot of room, sends one in deep.
Side, lady, side!
Notre Dame trying to quickly reverse track. Piper bodied on an attempt to win that ball on one hop.
Hey, watch your cross.
Klinke out at the wing.
Away!
The cross in. Contact. And it goes wide right. That was Charlie Codd. And I believe Nikki Chico on the defensive side for Duke.
Yeah, I think Klinke's been strong out here on the left for the Irish. Whipping in a few good services.
In the game for the Blue Devils, number 14, Uzina.
So Chico up, some more substitutions. Triano off. Uzina in for Duke. Niftily played by the Duke defense there. Frankie again, curls it in. Too many white shirts there.
Yeah, I don't mind that look by Klinky. That's a tough ball to handle defensively. I think Duke did a great job cleaning that up, though.
Rader right back, one touch, Laguerre. Over Piper's way. Skips it in, nobody there. Well, I mentioned as Duke took its 1-0 lead that it might change the way they play. Tess, if anything, they've gotten, I think, a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, I think the goal honestly gave them a little bit more confidence. You can see them, taking more risks, going on the dribble more. Notre Dame's definitely had a couple moments here, though, that I think is making the Duke defense stay honest.
And a miscue on a pass. Gets it right back for the Irish. How about that, by the way? Kat Rader with the goal for Duke earlier. Duke 12-1-1 when she scores.
Yeah, and that looks like that's not just this season, last season as well. That's an impressive stat.
Oh, here we go. Freeman has to come up off of her line. Bailed out by Brewster. So the pressure plus the way Freeman comes up and plays for this Duke team.
Yeah.
Meeting at the right moment, Notre Dame, a near opportunity.
It's exactly what Duke's going to have to be careful of here, getting a little overconfident. Notre Dame's going to keep the pressure on. They're going to keep, the Duke defense honest in their build here. And that's exactly why, one moment, Notre Dame can turn this on its head.
Piper and Laguerre joining forces defensively there. How about that? A relentless effort by Mercado to rip it right back for Notre Dame. And the formation holds on the back end for Duke. Strong header forward for Rader. Back for Olafsson. We'll get it right back. Full head of steam. Sends it forward. Osbeck fights her way through it. Hands in the air, waiting for a whistle, and she gets it.
We'll take another look at this from earlier. Yeah, if I were on the Notre Dame side, I might be making a couple complaints there. Duke a little lucky to maybe not have VAR.
Meanwhile, I believe a yellow card was just issued.
Yellow card issued to Duke for sudden Cameron Roller.
And it is in fact issued to Duke's freshman defender Cam Roller. Everybody trying to resume play while referees and Nate Norman getting an explanation.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Norman's asking him to explain himself on that possible penalty, which ultimately results in a yellow card for Coach Norman.
Well, Robbie Church is fired up as well. It's funny, Tess, that the yellow card was issued to a Duke player. But Norman was the one seeking explanation. I mean, that just got flipped up on its head, and meanwhile, the ball just over the crossbar for Freeman. This thing's been turned on its head in a hurry. A lot of wackiness.
Yeah, this just got a little interesting. You can definitely feel the energy in the stadium now. Getting a little chippy, a little competitive.
It's a corner for Notre Dame. This will be taken by Morgan Roy, who got the yellow card party started earlier here in the first half.
And a party it has been.
A touch by a Duke defender. They'll let Freeman pick it up. Notre Dame just one shot on goal so far. Been a stingy performance by the Blue Devils to this point.
Yeah, you got to think they're going to head in the locker room, and Coach Norman for sure will make some adjustments.
Piper and Laguerre again double teaming defensively. A throw in for Notre Dame. Lynch goes right back to Brewster. Van Zanten with the pressure. Now the Blue Devils back in control. Long ball ahead. Piper racing for it. Gets there, sends in a cross. Nobody home, although that header outside of the box could have been trouble for Notre Dame.
Yeah, could have been, but good connection on it.
Now here's Rader. Duke still pressuring. And it's knocked out of bounds for a Blue Devils corner kick.
Definitely getting the feeling that another goal might be coming.
Quarter kick being taken by number 6, Devin Lynch.
Devin Lynch to send in the corner kick for Duke.
Also in the game for Notre Dame, number 17, Audrey Weiss.
That's Audrey Weiss. Graduate forward for Notre Dame checking in.
Other side, other side.
Lynch with her right. Good trajectory, and it is swatted out by Olafsson. A whiff, Piper quick there to defend. And more control for Duke.
13, Carol!
Roller ahead, Laguerre working with Piper. Cross for no one. Tidrazina was in the vicinity but not making that kind of a run. Graduate transfer from Notre Dame, playing against her former team.
Yeah, look at that. 54 games across her Notre Dame career. So definitely a place she called home for a while, and turns out to be the enemy tonight.
Ball back for Freeman. Duke recovers with Lynch. Playing things back. Up ahead for no one. You know, we talked a couple of times about the way Freeman plays that goalkeeper position. A lot of the times she's met with pressure on a pass that sort of slowly gets back to her. I'm amazed, even on the not spectacular balls that she gets out of there with her foot in terms of distribution, just to get them out of there.
Yeah, she's definitely got some impressive footwork ability, I'd say, and definitely bails out the team on some passes that, I don't know.
Watch it over again, Tino. Good job.
Coutinho heads it out of trouble. Out of bounds. Notre Dame will have a throw in here.
To the final 4 of the first half. So we'll see what else comes of this first half in the next 4 minutes.
Nice work by that backside for Duke. Well, spoke a little too soon. Roller recovers though, maintains the possession. Laguerre, any time with it at her feet, is just being relentlessly chased by Maddie Mercado and Leah Klinke. Now contact frees up a space for Duke. Lynch centers it up, rolls it on the ground, and it rolls through everyone.
Coutinho definitely asking for the foul on that one. Ref chooses to play through, and Duke with an exciting attack there, 3v2 situation.
Short with the goal kick for Coutinho. Notre Dame ultimately wins the 50-50. Osbeck. Onto the outside, Klinke, and it's out.
Osbeck's done very well since she's come in, really getting on the ball a lot, winning it, and finding that open outlet.
Laguerre rips it away from Mercado. To Lynch, one touch too far ahead. What looked like it might have been an opportunity for Duke. And contact and a foul will slow things down.
Notre Dame choosing to play quick, maybe catch the Duke offense a little in their expansive shape.
Again with the pressure there, sends it out at the end line. Close in on the half. 1-0 Duke with the lead.
In the first half.
There's no one wide. Side right.
Foul called to slow things down. Free kick. Notre Dame quickly getting back their possession with about 20 seconds remaining. Nia Hudson.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Clears it out.
2.
Ball forward. Minestrella not enough time or speed, I think, to get to it. And that will signal the end of the first half. A 14th. Couple of near catastrophes for Leah Freeman, who's played a pretty solid game back in the net for the Blue Devils. So Notre Dame begins with it, and the second half underway. At a steam for the Blue Devils. Here's Rader again. Goes across. Migley centers things up. One touch, a bounce for Grace Watkins, now back in. She had been subbed out prior to the end of the first half. Roth sends it in. Easy grab for Atlee Olafsson, the goalkeeper for Notre Dame. Quick distribution. There's Kiki Van Zanten. Tried to send it across. Migley there to disrupt for the Blue Devils.
Notre Dame coming out still with that high pressure.
Chico sends it out, so Notre Dame with a throw in. They will work quickly to get it back into play, trying to catch the Duke defense off guard. Too far on the pass in. Clearance for the Blue Devils at least to mid-pitch. Ava Gattino starts it. Fighting for it in the middle third here.
Yeah, and it looks to be like the Blue Devils stuck with their first half formation change after Royson went out, so they're coming back out, and it looks like a 3-5-2 or of some sort, some type of three-back. Kind of matching the Irish.
Migley sends it through up the middle, no one there, and Olafsson with an easy scoop up. So Duke, having come in with the four-back formation, the 4-3-3 that sort of molds and changes up at the top, what does it do for them to make the adjustment that they made, pushing one player up into the midfield?
Yeah, I mean, I think it allows them to kind of expand their build shape a bit more. Like you can kind of see here, a little bit of a stressful, expansive shape there maybe. But yeah, I think it allows their wingbacks to kind of offer that width and height a little bit more, and get the center backs with kind of more time and space and the ball to dribble out. I think the four-back, they were almost feeling a little too confined back there in the first five.
And is it fair to say that, too, with the extra midfielder, you sort of allow yourself to play a wider field at that next level, too, right?
Yeah,
so
for
not
sure.
only does it keep them from being congested side by side on the back line, but it gives you more options to advance it to the next level.
Yeah, for sure. I think moving that number into the midfielder just allows a few more options on the ball.
Free kick for Notre Dame. Issued in, and a whistle in the box is going to send it back for Duke. Maybe a little bit of a bailout. That thing tilted around.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look at that. Tough to see from up in the booth here. Yeah, I'm not sure who they're calling the foul on there.
Yeah, Lainey Matriano was the one going for it. She, it looked like, was met with a physical defensive play by Karina Laguerre and more physical play. A foul called against Maggie Graham.
One more time, right there. Or no.
Christina Lynch of Notre Dame back up on her feet.
Seven. Good Cam. Step up.
Gatino ahead. Maddie Mercado against Graham, gets it right back on a heel pass. Mercado knocked away by Freeman, and then clearance for the Blue Devils. Sweeping in was Cam Roller.
Yeah, big time play by Freeman and Cam Roller there. That's exactly that moment that Notre Dame's waiting for.
Mercado coming in at such a sharp angle. It was played well by Duke defensively, Freeman and company. Now the Blue Devils truly clear it out. Gatino got a little ahead of herself. Laguerre centers it up. Through the legs, long strike, Piper misses left. Kept it on the ground that time.
Good pressure by Duke forwards there, stripping Gatino. Let's look at this ball. Piper with the right foot and the left foot tonight. Couple good strikes out from that side.
How about the setup there? Maggie Graham, the wherewithal to just let it float between her legs.
Yeah.
Understanding she had Piper back there, no need for the touch.
Yeah, it's great awareness, and I think that's what you love about the discipline in the Duke lineup. You know, Maggie's able to know that there's a player behind her because there's supposed to be a player behind her.
And we'll stay with Notre Dame. Miss hit, but Freeman comes out to get it for the Blue Devils. A sliding play by Van Zanten.
Van Zanten again, putting the Duke back line under a lot of pressure.
What's got to work differently for Notre Dame to execute the way that they want to? Because I think for Duke it's been quality over quantity, just as we suspected, whereas Notre Dame has not gotten the volume of opportunities that they're used to.
Yeah, I think a bit in their counter press, it could come from more of a collective approach. I think a couple times, you know, you've got one or two forwards really closing it down and still a lot of spaces in between the lines. I think if Notre Dame can close those gaps and kind of all press together, I think it'll really disrupt Duke and it'll turn into attacking threats for them as well.
Freeman distributes with her foot. Now it's ahead. Migley being chased down from behind, centers it up, sends in a cross. I think she might have wanted to curl that a bit more. Got away from her.
Yeah, she definitely took a lot of contact on that run, so I think she was a bit off balance when she lined up for shot cross. Not sure, but I think it was a good look by her. Just a little off balance.
And overpass there. And a whistle. Nikki Chico a little aggressive on the play. Here overpasses Watkins. Back to the Irish. Roy with the cross. Skips ahead and right to Freeman.
Good build-up play there by Notre Dame.
Extra deflection there. Otherwise, it would have been a really nice opportunity for Lynch. Lynch gets it, trying to get right back to Klenke. Blue Devils with possession again, and they'll play it back to Freeman. And the pressure knocked away. Van Zanten gets possession back for Notre Dame. Here she is outside the 18 and floats it wide left.
I need to take another look at this.
And Nate Norman, very expressive again at the Notre Dame bench.
It's great pressure by Van Zandt. I think they're wanting a penalty there.
Yeah,
For me, that's not enough. Not enough. I think it's good use of her body by Brewster. But that's definitely two potential
yeah, that is
penalties today.
That's a close escape by the Blue Devils. Big 50-50 win for Notre Dame. Mercado back for Roy. Nice footwork. Tries to square things back up, but it's booted away by Maggie Graham.
Good composure by Notre Dame. Switching the point of attack.
Out of bounds, they surrender possession. Feels like Notre Dame's starting to feel themselves a little bit more on the attack, especially.
Definitely feels like their confidence is growing. They're looking more lively this half.
Ball passed ahead for Lynch. Too many defenders there for Duke. They clear it out. Another misdirected pass. Notre Dame keeps control. Here's Mercado. Out for Roy. Against Migley, who closes on that pass. Headed out. That'll be a goal kick for the Blue Devils.
Coming into the game for Duke, number 6, Devin Lynch.
So Devin Lynch back in for Duke. She'll replace Grace Watkins again. Lynch 17 minutes or so in the first half of action.
Looks like the referee is not having it, with Freeman taking a little bit of her sweet time on the goal kicks.
Yeah, she got a warning of sorts for that same thing in the first half. Late in the first half when things had just started to get a bit more chippy. Good closing defense there by Notre Dame. Van Zanten deflects. Duke with a throw in. All the way back Freeman's way. Crushed that. Ahead for Migley. And a tackle will get a whistle. Claire Logan maybe just a bit aggressive.
But how about that range from Freeman? Being pressed and the composure to hit Migley's feet. What, 60, 70 yards away? I mean, that was...
And just moments prior to this, Van Zanten got one of those, right? And it created a near opportunity for Notre Dame. Freeman, fearless, distributes way up the field.
Yeah, and love Migley's ability there to get her body in between the ball and player, drawing that foul.
Rader spins it toward the far post, just off the mark.
Wow, that was a worldy free kick. Let's take a look at that. I mean, that did not miss by much.
And you had Groff coming in on the backside. To be at such a sharp angle, that was a really nice opportunity. A whiff. Roy pushes forward but out of bounds. It seems like Notre Dame has been a bit more concentrated with their pressure. They're picking their right spots and creating some miscues.
Definitely.
As opposed to just a general philosophy of pushing it forward, which I think Duke started to capitalize on in the first half. It seems like it's a bit, like I said, a bit more concentrated. They're choosing their spots better on the pressure.
Yeah, I think they're picking and choosing their moments.
Oh, deflection just goes wide. Mercado let one rip. It bounced off of a Duke defender and almost went into the net.
I mean, wow, we were not expecting that up here. Look at this, just a little ping ball action and almost snuck in right there.
That might have even grazed the post as the corner is headed up above the crossbar. Freeman was committed to the first ball. So there was an opening there had it been grounded by Notre Dame.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Notre Dame's knocking.
Notre Dame's style, you could say, so far this season is higher scoring in the second half. They've scored more and given up more in the second halves of games this season.
Yeah, it's an interesting stat. Well, I guess that means we can expect some goals this half then, Darren.
I think it means we should, yeah. And a foul. Bailey Brewster letting a foot fly maybe there a little wildly. Ellie Osbeck, who was so good as a substitute in the first half. Her first real run of things for Notre Dame here in the second.
Yeah, and if you're Duke, you got to be a little on edge when you got free kicks around here with Ava Coutinho.
Mercado gets it up into the air. Nobody there for Notre Dame. Out of the box it goes. Iris with another chance, though. Deflected. That was going ahead for Coutinho and cleared out of bounds. And now she'll be able to get back at her position. Mercado with space. Centers up the left. Misses wide.
Notre Dame's been finding a lot more success as they've been switching the field more. I think they've had some longer established possessions this half and really making that Duke defense shift.
Substitution for Duke, Olivia Migley, who has been running all over the place. Comes off for the Blue Devils. Kati Druzina, the former Notre Dame star. Graduate transfer, now a member of Duke. On for the Blue Devils against her former program. Nice move. Frees up some space for Van Zanten. She goes over to Roy. Squares it back up with the left, just wide. They've tried that long ball a lot, just outside of the box.
They have tried from those long distances, and you know, maybe it's a tactical thing. Maybe they're trying to catch Freeman off her line a bit. Don't mind the look, but I also think they can slip a couple of those balls in.
Could it have something to do with those? I mean, there have been maybe a handful of balls that a touch the other direction are trouble for Duke, right? Again, playing the principle of volume as opposed to quality, right? Notre Dame just wants to keep getting shots in deep.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Notre Dame with 10 shots now in the half.
Low cross from Roy. Knocked down and cleared out. Claire Logan catches up, sends it over to Wanaya Hudson. Osbeck comes down with it. And it's cleared by Brewster. Out of the box anyway.
Release out.
In and out of the box.
Well handled by Cam Roller.
Nice defensive play.
Duke
to
on
free
the
it up
counter.
for Duke. No numbers for the Blue Devils, but Lynch is going to try it. Caught from behind, contacted, and loses the handle.
Yeah, well, Coach Norman's got to be happy about the commitment that those Notre Dame players had getting back.
And Piper can't save the pass from going out. So a quick one and done, if you will, for the Blue Devils in a half where they have not had much possession at all. And now it looks like El Piper might be hurt.
Looking like maybe just a cramp, hopefully. Either way, both teams retreat to their benches.
Yeah, got some help on the stretching from Nikki Chico. Now trainer out there. Another look at it. Piper, a sliding effort. Just 22 minutes and change left for Notre Dame to make this one a game.
Yeah, and the tone of this half definitely feels different than last half.
It does. It does. Notre Dame, again, a team that likes to get shots off. We have said that a lot. They average 19 shots per game, which is top 20 in the country at this point in the season. That number has ticked up throughout this second half, right? Remember, it was 5 at the half. They're now at 10. I think a self-assessment by the Fighting Irish, they would like to have maybe a few more of those on frame. But this second half, possession-wise as well, has been a totally different story.
Yeah, completely agree.
So Olivia Migley will come back in, it looks like, for the Blue Devils. She'll replace Piper.
I'd love to see Notre Dame get clinky on the ball a little bit more this half. I think last half she offered a lot dynamically in the attack for them, and she's their leading assist player at the moment. I think she's maybe top 25 or top 30 actually in the country for leading assists. So I think they got to get her on the ball more.
Here's Roy ahead to Osbeck. Brewster there, tough defense, but it stays with the Irish. And she looks to be in some pain.
Keeping the trainers busy this game.
Yeah, Bailey Brewster will now get checked on. Robbie Church told us earlier that this would be an interesting game. He saw it as their first true test, not to diminish what other opponents in between these two matchups offered, but he described it as the first real challenge since the Stanford game where Duke did not perform like they thought they should have. And so far, at least through the first half, Blue Devils executed it at a high level. It does not get any easier, as you can see, following this one for Duke. And of course, I think, Tess, we could look at the next 5 games for any team in the ACC, and it would just appear to be a gauntlet.
Yep. The best part and the worst part of the ACC.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think the Blue Devils have taken that hard loss at Stanford and responded quite well. 3 shutouts, 5 goals since that game. So definitely not as high quality of opponents as this game tonight, but I think Duke's put up a good performance so far. It's just the question, can they maintain that for the next 20 minutes?
Nikki Chico talking to the group. Leadership, a little bit of a question mark with this team coming into the season. Who would capture those roles? But he says, Church rather, says that even at this early juncture in the season, heading into conference play, he's felt really, really good about the leadership group on this team and their different styles.
Yeah, I think that's something that Notre Dame and Duke kind of have in common a little bit this year, is how much they lost last year. You know, we haven't mentioned yet, but Olivia Wingate, Corbin Albert, I mean, that was, what, I think 30 goals that they accounted for last year.
Yeah, so here's a look at it, because Michelle Cooper of Duke last year was a sensational player for them. 19 goals. I mean, that's hard to replace, right? You can't, it's almost impossible to ask one player to replace that kind of production.
Yeah, well, those are 2 quality players.
And you mentioned your teammate now with the Courage, Olivia Wingate, with Albert. That's 2 star players at the head of things for Notre Dame. So there's been some adjusting for both of these programs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think they both lost a lot of quality. And Olivia Wingate actually sitting in the stands tonight watching this game. It's a good thing we aren't sitting together.
McGear pushes it forward for Duke. Bailey Brewster, by the way, replaced with Grace Watkins, who re-enters for the Blue Devils. So they're at the point now where, because of some injuries, they've had to bring starters back into the game.
And it looks like Duke shifts Katie Groff into that left center back role and kind of moves everyone down a little bit in the chain.
Groff, a really nice job on the other end, closing off that avenue.
Yeah, and as a coach, that's what you got to love about versatile players. In the middle of the game, you can just bop them in at center back, and a player like Groff will just, first play, step up to it.
Yeah, makes a great play right away in a new spot.
Come on, Cat.
Logan has it batted. More good defense by Laguerre. Lynch on ball there. Mercado over to Van Zanten. Centers it up, fakes on the long shot that time and gets a whistle. Cam Roller out to make the play and commits the foul.
Van Zanten is an incredibly exciting player. Just this fake shot right here sells the whole defense and draws that foul very well. And this is a dangerous spot for a free kick. A couple yards off of D.
Yeah, a lot of Notre Dame's opportunities to this point have been at sharper angles. This one squared right away and parried over the crossbar by Freeman.
And that is exactly why her name's on that Matt Herman watch list.
What a save to keep the Blue Devils in the lead. But it might have come at a cost of sorts, favoring her right shoulder.
It's an impressive strike and an even more impressive save.
Now the corner, a rebound and a shot wide. Freeman seems to be okay. Another look at the remarkable save, going airborne to keep the shutout intact. Migley, stop and start again. Trying to get by Clanky, great defense. Van Zanten's pass is cut off. Druzina centers it up. And a dribble just a bit too far. Van Zanten keeps it off the end line. It's out of bounds, but that's crucial with no corner kick coming for Duke.
That is crucial, and that is a true box-to-box defender. Well, really end line to end line, I guess, with that end line save. Impressive on the ball and off the ball, Van Zanten.
That is, Tess, that's one of those plays. You won't see it in a box score. It's impossible to notice unless you're locked into the game. But that is a huge difference maker. Into the box, header attempt, floats over. It's a couple of opportunities now for Minestrella. Another takeaway for Duke, and they're attacking third. That went off of Watkins, so it'll be a goal kick for Notre Dame. So this was something that was talked about by both coaches earlier in the week. Notre Dame excels with set pieces. Right, 5 goals on set plays so far this season. 4 of those have come on corners. They've had a couple more of those chances in the second half. Have not been able to cash in though.
Yeah, and I think Duke's really got to be disciplined and careful in that defensive third. Don't want to give up any cheap free kicks, corner kicks. Just given that's a strength of Notre Dame, and that's a moment that they could get right back in the game.
Osbeck a takeaway. They find Van Zanten. Now Mercado over to Roy. Inside out move. Changes directions across, lifted in the air by a defender. Cross in, Osbeck has it, kicks back, Roy, a lot of space, fakes with the left, there's the right, Freeman bats it down and it's cleared out of the box, but just briefly. Klinke fires and misses.
Few good shots there in a row. And that's a nice strike, but a good save by Freeman. Pretty obstructed here. You can see all those Duke players in the way, and a lot of times keepers kind of lose track of that ball. So it's a good job by Freeman.
But Laguerre there to swipe it out of harm's way. Feels like a lot of close calls for the Blue Devils as they lead it 1-0.
A lot of close calls and really good composure by Morgan Roy on that play.
Got by Lynch. Gattino all the way in the attacking third. Drops down into the corner. Osbeck loses. Gets it right back. Here's Roy again with the left. Strong cross, maybe too strong. And it rolls out. Substitution for Duke. Here comes L. Piper back into the game. Drzina off for the Blue Devils. That seems significant given the game that Piper had had up to the point of her leaving with injury, cramp, whatever it was.
Yeah, and it looks like they shift Migley back to the left and throw L. Piper out on the right.
Cleared out. Watkins chasing. Laguerre controls. Gets it ahead. An immediate takeaway by Mercado. Laguerre wins the ball, but a whistle. And the foul is on Mercado, so Duke will slow it down.
Good battle there between Mercado and Laguerre. Definitely feel the energy in the stadium rising.
Yeah, a bit more sense of urgency, it feels like, for Notre Dame. Duke trying to rise to the moment. Nice tackle by Van Zanten, forces it to be punched out of bounds, and it'll be a Notre Dame throw-in. One touch, Lynch to Laguerre, full head of steam. Van Zanten catches up from behind. Good spatial awareness by Mercado, gets it to Roy. One touch in between teammates. Osbeck, center of the field. Dribbling through traffic, lost it. Duke with an overpass.
Anytime Osbeck's getting the ball in the final third, I find myself getting to the edge of the seat.
Yeah.
She's being very dangerous up there, creating a lot for them.
She's had that kind of impact. Here's Gattino again in the attacking third. Forwards a ball, Freeman comes out and gets it.
Yeah, Gattino seems to be roaming up there a little bit more and more.
Well, she's found herself in some situations where she's up there to play some set balls, and she'll just kind of linger for a little bit. This isn't even that as much as it's her pushing up forward. Osbeck. It's a call and it slows it down. Under 10 to play, Duke leading 1-0. Mercado lifts it, far post, a chance for Klinke.
Those are the moments right there that Duke defense is going to need to be locked down on.
Duke's offense, the only one to cash in so far early, a 14th minute goal by Kat Rader, her 5th of the season. And that is, in summation, how we got here, 1-0.
And Rader back onto the pitch now.
Duke possession with a throw-in. Van Zanten. Forgive me, that's Charlie Codd this time with the pressure, trying to get it middle to Van Zanten, who hits the deck, and it's cleared out by Duke. Notre Dame has jumped on some of those short or slow passes by Duke, but that next piece hasn't always been there. Certainly had their chances, though.
Klinke with some space.
Centers it up, a long shot right into the arms of Freeman.
Klinke with the shot from pretty deep. I don't mind it.
It's on trend with what Notre Dame has tried so far in this one. I'm afraid that if the volume of shots takes priority at this point, that they may be running out of time with 7.5 minutes to play.
Yeah, I agree. Down a goal, you know, you're looking. Keeper bobbles it a little. You want to take the shot. But for sure, this half, Notre Dame attack has not seen a shot they don't like.
And it's nearly caused some problems on quick bounces, rebound plays. The Blue Devils with a lot of narrow escapes. It is a bit of a wonder that this one is still 1-0. Hudson for Mercado. Move inside, too strong a touch. Blue Devils with it. Here's Kat Rader. Over for Piper. One touch. Lofts it in. It's headed out. Nice recovery by Notre Dame defensively. Trying the counter. Maggie Graham with a foot on it makes the play for the Blue Devils. And now a whistle to revert the direction to Notre Dame.
Well, something to note here, Darren, is two of the starting center backs, or the two starting center backs for Duke, are no longer in the field anymore. They both got injured and never returned. So far to hold on to that shutout, losing your two starting center backs, would definitely be something Robbie Church would walk away with being very happy about.
Yeah, it's a great point. It was Emily Royson early, more recently Bailey Brewster. Notre Dame for sure has gotten its shots off in the second half. Blue Devils trying to clear it out. Good control by Klinke. Gets it to Mercado. Now ahead of steam for the Irish. Roy, back center. Touch back toward Mercado is ripped away. Codd comes up with it. Somehow keeps possession. Osbeck finds some space, dribbling through people, and that's in. On the backside, Van Zanten was streaking. Notre Dame ties it at 1 goal apiece with under 5 to play.
Wow, that goal, that is exactly what Coach Norman wants from them. That relentless counter-pressing, turning into an attack. I mean, it wasn't pretty, but that is in the back of the net. Look at that, defense turning into offense. Brilliant touch by Osbeck. We've talked about her a couple times tonight. Just the ability to laser that ball in, and none other than Van Zanten.
That went off of the near post, right by the head of the goalkeeper Freeman. And Notre Dame's philosophy of volume of shots, quality or quantity over quality, seems to pay off in the 86th minute.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get more exciting than that. I think this off the center back, Duke center back, off the post, falling pretty perfectly to Kiki Van Zanten on the back shoulder.
Her second goal of the season comes in a huge moment.
And for me, Osbeck, the MVP of that play. That was brilliant to get that touch and to just laser that ball across the 6. It's a defender's worst nightmare.
And now Duke struggling to get it out of the defensive zone.
Coach Church definitely not happy about that one. 4 minutes away from his shutout.
Roy crosses it over, and that one goes in! Notre Dame takes a 2-1 lead!
Wow, look at that. Notre Dame definitely throwing the Duke back line off their game here.
The throw in, Roy the cross. Klinke got just enough of it.
Yeah. Well, Coach Norman's got to be happy about their pressing, because that has won them potentially the game here. It's for sure won them 2 goals.
It's gotten them a late lead when they trailed 1-0 for the majority of this game.
Yeah, I mean, back-to-back goals probably about a minute apart there.
Duke with a chance. Laguerre puts it through the defender's legs. But a save by Olafsson. Blue Devils playing from behind for the first time tonight. That's a tall order with less than 3 minutes to play. Another ahead for Osbeck. Looking to milk the clock a little bit.
What an exciting finish so far to this game, though. 84th minute, we're 1-0. 85th minute, 1-1. 86th minute, 2-2.
Well, we can't say we didn't tell you about goals in the second half. Under 2 to play. Maggie Graham comes back on for Duke. She grabs Taylor Evans. Freeman really leaned into that goal kick, and a whistle at midfield gives it to Notre Dame. Foul on the 50-50 ball. Duke with a long ball ahead. Minestrella is there. Knocked out of bounds. Notre Dame has everyone retreated back to play defense. Migley crosses in, and it's cleared out. .30 to play. Another one taken out of the box by Notre Dame's defense. They clear it, it goes out, and time winding down on the Blue Devils.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Migley, a long shot, goes wide as the clock hits 0. An incredible comeback victory by Notre Dame. 85 minutes in, they trailed 1-0.